Welcome to the Bridging Broken to Breakthrough podcast. I am your host, Maria Wingard. Today is a red tent conversation called Damascus Road. It's part 5 in Interview with a Vampire, Redeemed by Jesus series, where we're continuing the conversation with Dorothy, a former pagan practicing witchcraft, specifically vampirism. You're going to hear about how she came to Jesus in what I call a Damascus Road experience. The biblical story about Damascus Road can be found in the book of Acts, specifically chapter 9. Saul was a religious leader who was murdering the disciples of Jesus. He radically encountered the Lord on the Damascus Road, and the Lord asked him, "Why are you persecuting me?" and then revealed that Jesus is Lord. So many people today have a form of godliness, but they deny the power of God inside of Christianity while spending all of their time, like Saul, persecuting other believers. It's time for the friendly fire to subside, as we all have an enemy, Satan, who is sending his worshipers to infiltrate our ranks, causing division and strife. Let's tune into Dorothy's Damascus Road, and this is my favorite part of her testimony.
So none of that really worked, and it always came back. I was still in the midst of all of this, in the midst of all this turmoil, when I had my Damascus Road.
And talk about that, because I feel like it's so amazing, because I always pray for Christians to have a Damascus Road experience, to have what the Muslims get, which is a dream or a vision. So for me, this aspect of your story brings me to tears because it's what I pray for people. So I love this, and I'm so excited for the listeners to get to hear this.
I will never forget the date. January 21st, 2012. I will never forget it. Everyone had gone to bed already. I was doing my, as moms and wives do, I'm going through the house, making sure everything's ready for the next day, making sure the last of the dishes were put up, that kind of thing. And it was wintertime, and in the wintertime, I do smoke cigarettes, and so I was smoking in front of the fireplace. And I did, actually, no, I did not have a fire going that night, but I was still smoking in front of the fireplace. I was going to do that, but decided, you know what, I just want to go to bed. And so I was walking past the living room, heading towards the hallway to go to bed. And I heard a voice audibly, "This is your last chance." And I was like, what? It was audible. So I just kind of stood there, stunned. And I'm like, is my mind playing tricks on me? Have I suddenly gone schizo? Like, what's going on here? And I heard it one more time. "This is your last chance." And it was a very gentle voice. It was very gentle, but it was clear, very clear.
Right.
I'm trying to process all of this. So I went and grabbed my pack of cigarettes and went to the fireplace. And I'm thinking to myself, first of all, I knew that was God's voice.
Without anybody having to tell you, without him saying, "This is God."
Yeah, no, I knew it was God's voice because I could feel it in my soul as well. I heard it audibly, but I could feel it in my soul. So I'm sitting at the fireplace. I lit my cigarette, and I'm thinking to myself, am I about to die? Because that's the only thing I could think of. Like, there's no explanation. This is your last chance. I mean, that's all I'm hearing. So I'm thinking, am I about to die? And so, as humans usually do, God, am I about to die? Are you telling me I'm about to die? No answer. And that scared me, because if I was about to die, I knew I was going to hell. And we haven't even talked about my hell experience, but I knew that I was going to hell if I were to die right then and there. So I was already on my knees, and I just prayed. I just prayed to God, And I just started crying. And I'm like, I am so sorry. I am so, so sorry. And I'm not ready. I'm not ready to die. And whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. The first thing that came to mind was basically stop all this pagan crap. Stop putting all this other stuff in front of
Right.
me. You know me. You know me. And that's when I made the promise to God. I will never touch this stuff again. I won't even celebrate Halloween. I won't dress up. I won't do any of it. I won't do any of it. To this day, I still do not celebrate Halloween in any form or fashion. Not even a trunk or treat. Not not anything. I don't do anything.
Right.
We may go to like a pumpkin patch or something, like at a in a farm or whatever,
Right.
to
Because I mean, those
do
are
fall
harvest
pictures,
things. I mean,
right? But
those are
when I'm saying
harvest things.
Halloween, as far
You,
as for me, Halloween is Samhain. For some other people, like other Christians who have never been a part of any kind of paganism, Halloween, you see it as, oh, we're just going to dress up, or the
they
kids are
think
just
it's
getting free
innocent,
candy. Yeah, they think it's innocent, but
but it
it's
really
not.
isn't. It's literally whoring around one day a year, and they'd never tolerate that from their spouse. Hey, by
One
the
of the
way, if I'm just going to go sleep with this person today, is that okay? I'll be back tomorrow and you'll have me 364 days a year. But this
right.
day, I'm going to go whore around. They don't
But
even
here's the
realize it.
thing: what people do not understand and do not realize, the veil between the living and the dead is lifted on Samhain, and that is
Now
completely a demonic thing.
that terminology, the living and the dead, we do understand that biblically it is appointed once to live, once to die. So there
Correct. And
is no veil between the dead, but what you're talking about is the
I'm talking
understanding that
about the
it's
secular view of it.
the secular view of it. Right. I just wanted to clarify that
Yes.
that's the secular view, not the Christian worldview. And
But
in the Christian worldview, we know that that's the thinning of the veil. There is a thinning of the veil
yes,
at different times. And that is the thinning of the veil between the demonic
correct.
and the physical
And
realm.
I mean, I was gonna explain that a lot of
Sorry.
people. No, you're fine. No, that was on point
I wanted to
because
make sure I addressed that immediately. Thank you for
because
understanding.
you are never ever like those who have passed. You're not going to see them here again on this earth. What you are, if you do, because in the pagan world you can or you think you can, but that's all. They're all demons. They're just
Right.
demons mimicking your loved ones who have passed.
Right.
But the whole purpose of Halloween and trick or treating is that the reason you dress up to begin with and put on a costume is to confuse the spirits, okay? To confuse the demons.
That's what they say.
And
Yes, that's the purpose of it.
that's the purpose behind it. And you put
Mhm.
out treats for
To
your.
sacrifice to the gods.
That's correct. Yes.
Ding,
So,
ding, ding. Right answer.
right, right. So the whole celebration of Halloween or Samhain, well, it is Samhain. It is a celebration to the demonic, and that's
Yes.
just what it is. So, but like I said, to this day, I have not celebrated a single Halloween for it is now 11 years, and I was so scared that night and so against any kind of pagan ritual. That's including Easter, that's including even many parts of Christmas.
Hmm.
I would not even put up a Christmas tree. I don't think I put up a Christmas tree for about 5 years.
I am grateful you have decided to come walk a mile with me, your host, Maria Wingard, on the Bridging Broken to Breakthrough podcast for our Red Tent Conversations. To find out how Jesus bridges broken to breakthrough and to listen to past episodes, please visit hopewillarise.com. And thanks for listening today.